Morning, everyone. It's around 10 o'clock again on a Monday morning. It's really nice actually outside. Unbelievably warm. Like I'm really hot right now. But here, oh sorry, it's really crowded with cars right now. Okay, now I can show you my little guy. He's about to fall asleep soon. He's about to fall asleep looking at the cars. And here's my lady. She couldn't wait to hit the car seat so she can sleep. They actually woke up early and were ready for their 10 o'clock nap. Then they wake up before lunch, play a little bit, and eat lunch and play a little bit, and then take another nap. And get ready for dinner and bath, and then play a little bit longer and get their formula ready for the nighttime. And then they drink their bottle, and then in the best scenario they fall asleep. In the worst scenario, both of them get up and start banging on those doors that are with rice paper and glass. And I'm always worried that they're gonna break the glass of those sliding doors of that traditional Japanese house. Oh, but they're kids, they don't know much. So today I was thinking about, Thanksgiving is approaching. I was not raised with Thanksgiving. I'm obviously a Bulgarian, they don't have that. But I lived in the States. I served mission there. I was a missionary for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and so I got to know the culture and the people of America, and I quite frankly really like the Thanksgiving, which is right before my favorite season of the year, Christmas. And back home, like I told you before in the other video, Christmas is different, celebrated differently, and New Year's is big. Like back home, I think New Year's is bigger than Christmas, but because they have fireworks and we sing the national anthem at 11:58 or something like that, or like right after 12 o'clock, I don't remember. And then they dance the traditional folk dance, which I really don't know, even the simplest one, I don't know. I mean, I learned it before at school. It was kind of like mandatory for PE class, but it's not in my heart, is not in that kind of dancing. So there are people who do it professionally, and then they dress up professionally, they do it for national holidays and stuff, but I'm not one of those people. So, but Thanksgiving is, it's not just the turkey and the ham and the mashed potatoes and the cranberry sauce and all the greeneries and all the chocolate chip cookies that I've tried for 2 Thanksgivings, I believe. Yes, because I have 2 Christmases in my mission. So I was really blessed, and the senior couple missionaries were cooking so great food. I was taking recipes left and right, and I was like, I'm gonna make that at home. It's so wonderful. Only I couldn't really realize that don't sell back home. They don't sell. Maybe now they do, but back in 2003, 2005, they don't really. I've never seen turkey sold like a whole thing. We have whole chickens, but they're smaller than a turkey. Turkey is so much fun. I love turkey. And then they have that knife, that automatic knife that you can just. It's so cool. I was like mesmerized. But Thanksgiving also, the real reason of Thanksgiving, right? Those of you who are Americans out there, you know what Thanksgiving is. And of course we have the Black Friday afterwards, which we did once in Hawaii, and that was it. I was like, that's it. I don't want to be stomped upon. I don't want to be killed because they decided to make the Gucci bags like 50% off or whatever. I don't really care. But yeah, we had it once, and we were on the highway, on the freeway. What do you call it? The freeway? Because in Japan it's not free, by the way. Yeah, those highways are not free at all. It's ridiculous. But But high taxes, nice roads, yeah, keep that in mind. But yeah, Black Friday is not my thing. I mean, they have it in Japan though. They do have it. They probably don't really know. I mean, they probably know what Thanksgiving is, but here is not celebrated. Here, you cannot even get they have limited amount of whole chickens that they sell in supermarkets. You have to catch them. You have to have friends that text you like, right here, they have it. Should I get one for you? Yeah, please do. Give me 2 because we have a big family. Like things like that. Yeah, whole chicken around Christmas time, not around Thanksgiving. But they do have Costco's here, and in Costco, they have turkeys because there are a lot of foreigners living here, and they want to accommodate that culture too. In Costco here, they have root beer. They stopped it for a few years. We were so sad, but now it's back again. So I'm really happy. I think because of the corona, maybe they don't have as many goods from the States as before. Like all my washing stuff was from Costco before, but now I don't see it anymore. It's okay. Maybe it's out of production, I don't know. But creamy peanut butters, Skippy's not there. They have only like super crunchy one. I'm like, nobody eats it at home. I mean, even I don't eat it. I like the creamy one. But back to Thanksgiving, right? It makes you think, what are you grateful for? It makes you think what really means to you. You know how you have on Facebook like those people putting quotes and famous people saying something smart, and sometimes it's scriptures from the Bible or other scriptures from the Book of Mormon or from other modern prophets and apostles, and it's just a lot of inspirational thoughts that help you realize that you should be grateful every day in your life for even the small little things that I'm grateful I can walk, you guys. I'm so grateful I can walk. After that C-section, I thought I would never be able to walk or run again, because in my limited understanding, I couldn't quite understand how my body can heal from that. But then there's so many ladies out there in the world who did that, and multiple times on the top of that, and they still are like, they could run, they could walk, they could do anything they want freely. I mean, maybe sometimes it pulls in here and there and reminds you, like this last Saturday when we were hunting for good veggies in the local markets, farmer markets with my boys. It felt really uncomfortable, and it just reminded me it's there, So it was not like super painful, but I could feel it, and I was reminded that I have it. But anyways, I'm grateful I could walk. I can walk, and I could exercise if I want to, if I have time to, if I find the time to. Oh, this guy, he's falling asleep, so cute. He's finally falling asleep. He's a fighter. Yeah, grateful that we have air enough. Can you imagine? Or water, clean water. That's for me, that's a big one. Water and fresh air. Yes, people wear masks, but where we are, we're not in a big city, so like I'm surrounded by this, and not many houses even, and not like high buildings, because we're in the deep country, and it's very helpful for me to I don't know, I like open place, open outdoors. I just don't I cannot survive in concrete cities full of like New York type of city or Tokyo type of city. I cannot. It's just too many people walking around, and I get dizzy. Even the malls, the supermarkets, everything is just machines talking constantly, beeping of alarms, and the subways and the trains and buses and the nervous taxi drivers that are just so rude there in Tokyo. I'm talking about, it's just so rude. They cut off everybody. But I realized, I think the worst drivers in Japan are the taxi drivers. I don't like them. And they're usually those grandpas that are dressed up so nicely, like business best. It's just so nicely dressed, and then their cars inside are just wow. And yeah, they're brutal on the road. They have to be, I guess. But back home, I remember they were the rudest too. So that's that. Well, big cities, no. So I'm grateful for the open space and for the mountains, for the beach that is not too far from here, car ride. And there's a lot of things I'm grateful for. Like even the simple things that you can see, you can hear, you can touch or taste. And I think the most we get grateful is when we lose that ability for a season. When you cannot walk for a while, or when you have to be bed rest, or when your throat hurts, even that, like when your throat hurts and you cannot really swallow or breathe normally and you have to cough it out. It's not really good, comfortable feeling, but every time when I recover from that, I just remember how grateful I am to the body's healing itself. And I think human body is amazing to me. And so that, and also grateful, like, the big sayings that we're grateful for our freedoms and our whatever. I don't want to get political or any kind that politics disgust me. I think politicians altogether are just, please, don't talk to me about them. I've seen a lot and I've heard a lot, and I experience a lot with politics and what they're doing in my country or in any country, to be honest. So where there's no honesty and trust and there's like corruption, I just cannot stand that kind of environment. Yeah, I always fight for the right. So my kids know that. They know that they have to be brutally honest with me, or else we can't really be friends at that moment until they tell me the truth. And I think it's important to learn to gain the trust of people and be grateful for friendships and family relationships, because those are the most important things. We cannot really take with us anything after this life is over. We can't. You cannot take all your mansions and cars and bank accounts and valuable objects and jewelry. You can't. Those are things that come and go. But what happens is you gain knowledge here, and you gain understanding about how things work, and little by little, with your life and time experience, you grow to the point where, or not, that's everybody's choice. You can make the same mistake over and over and over and over again and not learn anything. That's fine too. But also, the more you learn, the more you realize you know nothing, right? That's another famous cliche or saying or whatever. What I'm grateful for also, throughout those years of raising my kids in a foreign country, honestly, that wasn't my choice and that wasn't my wish. And so there are consequences because of that. But I am grateful for hardships. I really am. Because, when you hit the bottom, or you thought you hit the bottom and there's more bottom behind that bottom, under that bottom, it humbles you. It makes you feel like you're not alone in this whole universe. And I have a lot of lessons I learned living in Japan. Probably it would be easier for me to live back home, because at least I can communicate with the people freely. And yeah, don't ask me why I don't know Japanese yet. I just never had the need to learn it, because everybody around me in the family speaks to me in English, and which is great. But not anymore. Like, my kids are definitely going towards the Japanese side. And I mean, when they talk to me, of course they talk to me in English, because that's the only way we can communicate with each other. But what I'm saying is, I probably learned more because of the hardships here than I would learn as a mom raising my family back home, or like in an English-speaking country. And it's a very lonely experience at times. Not at times, probably most of the time, because being here for so long, never really had a friend that sticks with. Always they come and go. They teach English, they come and go. I love them, all my friends that I made throughout those years. I love and respect, and I'm grateful for all the time they dedicated to come over to my house, because it was easier for them to come over because I have so many kids than me going somewhere with them, which I tried few times. I've tried, and it's a very lonely experience, I have to say. And I'm pretty sure there are lots of moms out there that could say the same thing living here or anywhere you are in a foreign land. It's hard. And they say, make the best of it. Life is not a destination, it's an experience, right? All those things are true, and I agree with them. But also, I believe, or what I was thinking or seeing in my life is to be how do I put that in words? I wanted in my life to have a family where the husband and the wife take decisions together, and in this case that didn't happen in my case, and it's still, like, my opinion is nothing. So I'm pretty much just dedicating my daily life to raising my kids, and it hurts me when I see my parents trying to talk to my kids, and my dad knows a little bit more English than my mom. She doesn't know much, but so he can communicate with them a little bit, but my mom not really, and it makes me sad that they can't communicate. And then it just reminds me, it was my choice to marry somebody that doesn't speak my language, or doesn't, I don't know. It's also my fault that I didn't teach them Bulgarian from start. But I think it's because if you were an English-speaking country, that's my thing. I'm not like a linguistic person, but if we were an English-speaking country, then, and my husband was speaking English only, then the Bulgarian language will be the second one, so it will be naturally fitting in. But like when there's a third, it becomes really complicated, because honestly I invest all my time and efforts to teach them English so they can write it in English. I always reason like that in my head. Bulgarian, who speaks Bulgarian? Just 7 million people in Bulgaria, and like probably another 20 million around the world living around the world. Like Bulgarian people, they adapt and adjust, I suppose, and they learn the language of the country they live in. In Bulgaria, they're not, how many times do we go there? I don't live there, so they don't have the need to learn it, and that's how I reason. So I just go with the Bulgarian first-hand English. So, and of course they go to Japanese school. So, but I'm grateful for languages too, honestly. In the spirit of thankfulness, I'm grateful because every language is beautiful in its way, and has a way of expressions, and well, there are like so many. We caught a lot of spider webs along the way, but every language is beautiful. Every language expresses the feelings of a person in a different way, and some use body language, some don't. But of course there are challenges too, that you could say something that makes you stupid in the eyes of the others, and you just feel embarrassed. But it's okay. I prefer English in any case, everywhere, really. Like I catch myself even speaking English at home when I go and visit and it just switches so easily. Like texting English for me is easier than Bulgarian. Like if I don't know how to express it exactly in English, then I use Bulgarian because it's so beautifully said. It's just so right, so exact. Reflects my feelings and emotions at that point. I'm grateful for hardships because they teach me to be stronger, and but not like in a bad way. It's I think if I see another person going through the same thing, I'll be more compassionate towards that person. I'll understand more because I've been there, done that. That's with everything in every aspect in life, really. It's when you share the same experience, you have more common things to talk about or comfort each other for. And I'm grateful for the good days too. Seeing my kids growing in front of my eyes so fast. Accomplishing things at school, building good relationships with friends, helping each other in times of need. Like they do fight a lot and they verbally fight, and then sometimes they would share a kick or two, and they do those things because they're boys. But when it's about to watch each other's backs, they do. And I think big family is hard to manage, and you don't have to you don't have to feel overwhelmed that you have to be on top of everything. I don't think that's possible. You just lose your mind if you do that. But it's also fun. Like last night, I accidentally saw how it happened. It was just I was in this moment that I didn't want it to finish ever. Somehow they were all around me, all 5 of them. You know how babies move around and then the boys would catch them, and at some point everybody was just snuggling up around me, and I just felt so complete. Those 5 kids are so precious, so beautiful, and moments like that, you know how you feel when it's like the time stops and you're in that moment and everything stops and you just even don't want to take another breath because it's gonna go so fast, and it does go fast. But those are the moments that I think fill my cup. Yeah, those little moments when kindness has been shown and love, and yeah, this is what makes me happy and makes me keep going. I think that's what it is, love and kindness, and then all the hurt goes away and all the bad experiences just vanish, and you just keep going until you can. And yeah, I'm grateful for that, and I think that's what's gonna be for today. Enjoy your week. Hope you had a good weekend, and hold your head up high. Count your blessings and be nice to those around you, not just around Christmas season and Thanksgiving, but always. That's what we're here for, I think, to learn to be nice to each other, to listen to each other, not to bury ourselves behind phones and computers and tablets and games and steal those devices. They steal your time from your precious ones, and they lose the value that you've seen before in them, and it's just very, very, very sad. It's very sad. So just one more thing, we were waiting at the drive-in at McDonald's the other day, and we were talking in the car waiting because it was a big line. It was around dinner time, so it was really big line, and at McDonald's, and so they have two lines, and one of them, next to us, there was a car next to us. So we look at the car inside, and there were, I believe, two guys. I didn't see, it was really dark, and both of them on their phones. Like, there are two people in the car, but they don't talk to each other. They're just on their phones. I don't know if they were related or co-workers or friends or family members. I don't know, but that's how it is. And they put screens for TV for the kids to watch, so the kids stay still in the car. Like, we never had problems with our kids staying still, but we don't have screens in TV for them to watch in the car. It's not a bad thing. It could be handy sometimes, but I don't understand, like, in the trains in the big cities, like in Tokyo, when I was going there for driving school. I should, guys, tell you next time about the driving school. I should tell you that how I went from Kagawa all the way to Tokyo for driving school. Yeah, that's my next video tomorrow. But yeah, I'm not gonna tell you much now, but it's for me sad. I don't know, people back home talk, even if it's a complete stranger. You could just have a small talk with that person, and you can learn something new, that day. But in Japan, maybe nowadays with everywhere really, but people are on their phones in the train all the time. It's like, it's really weird because it feels like you're so surrounded by so many people, sometimes even smashed and squished from everywhere in the trains, but then everybody's staring at their phone or close their eyes and with a mask, and it's just like, I'm like, are you alive? Are you people? Are like, what are you doing? Like, they sit down, close their eyes so they don't see those that are around them, standing next to them. If it's like an elderly person, they wouldn't stand. If it's like a pregnant lady, maybe somebody could have a compassion. Like I do, because I was one, and I know it's hard to be standing in the crowded train and carrying a child inside of it. It's really hard and painful. But I remember also giving a few times my seat to an elderly person, and they refuse. They say no, and they smile at you like they're a champion of athletic, I don't know, Olympics champion. And I'm like, that's fine, I'm not gonna sit either. It just kills the desire you have to help, It's just really weird. And I read articles, there were people writing about that, so I just read about it, and it's really more like humiliating for them, because they want to show you that they're strong and still can do that, and they can just keep going, and they can be standing in the train. That's fine. But like, when you do something like giving them your seat, you think you're doing something nice, right? I mean, there's a compassion there. It's like, here's my seat. I am a younger person. I can stand longer on my feet. You, on the other side, had life longer than mine, and you can rest your feet, or I don't know. I just don't understand that. But I'm gonna leave that for tomorrow then, and I'll have you have a wonderful day. Peace out.